At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A wanted suspect was apprehended by the Nye County Sheriff's Office
regarding a large-scale marijuana grow that was discovered at 2 locations here in Pahrump, one on Turtle Street and the other on Manzanita. Sheriffs confiscated a street value of approximately $5.7 million worth of marijuana. The suspect, 28-year-old Pahrump resident John Amos Cavallo, was identified. Today's press release by the Nye County Sheriff's Department announces the capture of Mr. Cavallo, who was located at the Best Western Hotel here in Pahrump. He was taken into custody without incident and booked into the Nye County Detention Center pending a bail amount of $55,000. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
One man has succumbed to his injuries following a 2-vehicle T-bone collision Monday night on Highway 160 in Irene.
We were dispatched tonight to Irene 160 for an injury motor vehicle accident, and upon arrival of Engine 1 under the command of Lieutenant Moody, they found a 2-vehicle accident with severe impact to one of the vehicles on the the driver's side. He found that the driver was mechanically entrapped in the vehicle, and they proceeded to extricate him via a door and a roof removal.
I know that we were checking some of the hood area early on. What was that about?
Yeah, we always make sure that the battery is disconnected to ensure that any additional airbags that may be installed in the vehicle, if they haven't deployed, we want to make sure that they're de-energized to the best of our ability so no one else is injured as a result of the extrication.
And tell me a little bit about Mercy Air Landing on scene. I know that we established an LZ, a landing zone here on scene.
Yeah, Lieutenant Moody informed me that they had entrapment and that they would require the services of Mercy Air, that a trauma center was required for the nature of the injuries. We requested Mercy Air. They were just returning from another mission. They came to our scene this evening, landed on Highway 160. Patient care was transferred over, and they since have left now or departed to Las Vegas.
Lieutenant, what kind of equipment did you use to take off the roof of that vehicle?
We used Hearst spreaders and cutters. We first removed the roof, and then we started with the driver's side door, and then we moved the patient out.
And there was only one person inside that vehicle?
Yes.
And the other vehicle we transported locally by ground?
Yeah, there's at least one patient transported from the other vehicle. There was a front end damage to that vehicle, which coincides with the severe driver's side impact on the second vehicle.
Yes, we had an SUV that was traveling southbound on 160 and another vehicle, a passenger car that was traveling eastbound on Irene. For one reason or another, I haven't gotten a total investigation done yet, but one reason or another, the white vehicle approaching 160 on Irene did not stop at the stop sign and entered the intersection, and causing the SUV to T-bone that vehicle. We do have 2 subjects that were injured. One went by helicopter to UMC. I do not have an update on that person's status at this time. And the second person was transported by ground to our hospital here in Pahrump, and that would be minor injuries is what I'm being told.
Do we know how many people in each vehicle at this point?
I believe there was 2 in the SUV and only 1 person in the 2-door passenger vehicle.
I know we're early in the investigation, but you think you'll be giving citations, or do you think it is the fault of the sedan?
What I have done in my investigation so far, I have determined that the sedan was at fault for passing or not stopping at the stop sign. He took it was a direct T-bone shot right into the doorway.
Right.
Yes, the highway is totally shut down right now. When for us troopers at the Highway Patrol, when we have an injury crash like this, we have to do a diagram of the crash. So the roadway will be down for some time until I can complete that diagram and get the measurements I need for everything.
Some of the road blockage had an 18-wheeler involved helping out.
Yes, that was set up prior to my arrival, so the sheriff's office recruited him to stay in the roadway for us, and I really appreciate that. I could not make contact with that driver.
Once again, we have learned from Nevada Highway Patrol's Public Information Officer, Trooper Elliott, that the driver did succumb to his injuries. The identity of the victim from that fatal motor vehicle accident has been released. That once again occurred on Monday night on Irene and Highway 160.
According to the release by Nevada Highway Patrol, it indicates a white Chrysler Cirrus was driven by George Safiels, who apparently was traveling east on Irene Street and approaching the intersection of State Route Highway 160. Safiels failed to stop his vehicle at the posted stop sign at the intersection. Safiels' vehicle traveled into the intersection and into the path of a gray GMC Yukon, which was traveling south on State Route Highway 160. The left side of Safiels' vehicle was struck by the front of the GMC. Safiels was transported to UMC Medical Center in Las Vegas via Mercy Air, but succumbed to his injuries he sustained in the crash. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to a fully engulfed shed fire off Barney and Atkinson last Saturday afternoon.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to Atkinson and Barney for a fully engulfed structure fire late Saturday afternoon. What appears to be either a shed or at least an animal pen was quickly extinguished by firefighters upon arrival. The cause of the fire is undetermined at this time. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue is investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Barney and Atkinson for News 46.
An electrical fire in an office area of a local bar required staff and patrons to evacuate. Fire Chief Scott Lewis gives us an update regarding the fire that occurred on the south end of town off Hafen Ranch Road.
This evening for the report of a structure fire, that being in an area of a tavern. When we arrived on location, we found some light smoke and light odors showing on the interior. The building was in the process of being evacuated. We commenced our investigation and found that we had an electrical related issue in a back storage/office. The fire did not go beyond the confines of that particular area. Crews did a really good job mitigating that problem, eliminating the hazard, and it was reoccupied within about 30 minutes.
So was there any extensions to the fire?
There was no extension past a large appliance in the electrical supply line to that appliance.
And is the business able to remain open?
Yes, it was back open when serving its customers in approximately 30 minutes after the initial dispatch last night.
Crews conducted an exterior attack on a two-story storage facility last Saturday morning after experiencing heavy fire conditions within the structure. Storage
structure made of metal that contained both a Class A, a Class C motorhomes, as well as several additional automobiles and some ATVs. Upon arrival today, we had smoke showing from the roof area. As we began the initial suppression, there was fire showing on the what we would call the delta side of the structure, which is the right-hand side. Our crews started off with an interior attack. They met superheated conditions and heavy black smoke. We pulled them out from a safety measure, ventilated the two front doors. They were then able to locate the seat of the fire at the very rear of the garage. The fire has since been extinguished in the process of mopping up.
And I know that we had a lot of response units here. Tell me what we got.
Yeah, you have all three stations are manned in addition to the volunteers. So in apparatus standpoint, we have an engine, we have 3 tenders, the command vehicle, and 2 medic units, and we have our Rehab Rescue 15 en route as well.
And then I also, a neighbor reported this. This is not where people live. This is not resided in.
This is a non-occupied structure. It's a storage structure, relatively large in size to accommodate all those vehicles that I described earlier. But yes, nobody was home. We're attempting to locate through the assistance with the Nye County Sheriff's Office, running some license plates exactly where the owner resides. And we'll try to make contact with them and see how they would like us to handle the securing of the building afterward.
I know that we're at the early stages, so we really don't have a clue of what caused this fire. Are we bringing in the fire marshal, or is Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue conducting this investigation?
Not at this point. We have a pretty good idea where the fire originated, near a Class C motorhome. Once it's deemed safe and the smoke conditions and the carbon monoxide levels are appropriate, we'll go in and commence an investigation.
Still more local news to come with News 46's News and Review. Keep it here.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
The Nye County Sheriff's Department Great Summer Games were held all this week at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were a special guest. We are here at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park where the great summer games are being held. We're going to speak to several of the participants, including the DARE officer, Don Bolden.
Great games are great. We have right now about 260 kids that have registered the program, and we were privileged to have the Pahrump Valley Youth Activities Group join us as well.
Yeah, what a wonderful group. They're really excited to be here. We have some other special guests, too, as well, that landed right here at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park, as well as drove up. What's going on? What are we taking a tour of today?
Well, today we had several different things going on. We always try to bring in some kind of motivational speaker locally, somebody that's achieved something, because one of the things we like to teach in the program is how to set goals for yourself and what you can do to reach those goals. And today we had Gary Miller, who just beat his weightlifting world records in last June. So he came today to talk to the kids about goal setting and also some very basic dietary helps for the kids. And then we also have, of course, our emergency services. It's Emergency Service Day, and we bring the kids out to play with the fire truck, the ambulance, and of course Mercy Air, and it's always a highlight. And then when we're done with the emergency services presentations, the fire trucks are going to dump about 5,000 gallons of water on them. So that's always a good way to cool off the day.
I know they're looking forward to that. They were even chanting.
Chanting, yes. We give them points for enthusiasm. So
there you go. So I know we were looking for some coaches here still. We're still going to have some open positions for coaches. When people see this tomorrow, they can come down here in the morning?
Absolutely. Right now, which was very overwhelming as far as the community support. We have over 50 staff members that are all volunteers.
The program started when I was in kindergarten, so I was participating, and then I got to coach a year early, actually, just because I did it for so long, and it was different. It was transitioning from playing all the games to having to help them play the games, but I love it. I love being here. I love the kids. I love the games. I love everything.
It's pretty incredible. So thanks to Maple Star, Eagle Quest, Juvenile Probation, Pahrump Valley Youth Activities, Nye Community Coalition, and I think that's, Kiwanis, Pahrump Valley High School Junior ROTC, or I think I got everybody, but it's helping out.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office.
And the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Thank you, Sheriff DeMayo, for sponsoring these programs.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Great game! The Pahrump Youth Activities also joined in the fun at the park this week. We speak to Rodney Camacho and some of the kids from the Pahrump Youth Activities program.
Yes, we have all the kids from Pahrump Valley Youth Activities. Is for those that don't know, it's the new Pahrump Boys and Girls Club. We have them out here attending the great program during the whole week, and they enjoy it. They really do.
Great games! It's going pretty well, and I like when the fire rescue machines come down and teach us all about what they're doing. And I'm going to be excited about getting hosed down because it's really hot out here.
It's pretty fun. We're supposed to get sprayed.
Tell me how it's going right now. I know this is our first summer doing this. Are we going to continue? You got 3 more weeks?
Yeah, we have 3 more weeks left for the summer program, but every summer we're gonna, as long as they're still great, we're gonna try and get the kids into grade also.
And this is going really well, though. You guys are at the Mann's School right now?
Yes, we're housed out of the Mann's Elementary School, the big multi-purpose room that has also 4 classrooms. We fall under the coalition, Nye Communities Coalition, and I believe Nye Community Coalition will be moving into there, but we'll be staying with them.
Wonderful. And so, are you guys looking at an after-school program as well?
That's on the agenda. We're working on that. I'm not sure how far we're on that right now, but that's part of the plan so far.
Wonderful. It's great to see all the kids out here. They're having a good time.
Oh, they are, and it's a little bit cooler today, so that helps out. A lot of water. Of course, the fire rangers brought some water. We got a lot of water hoses, a lot of water games, so they're staying cool. Of course, they're very hungry by lunchtime, and they're ready to go right after that.
She was a child, and her family was passing through Las Vegas, coming from New York, with the hope that her dad could get a culinary job in California. They were to stay for 1 night in Las Vegas. They never left. Her dad was the longest running employee at the Sands in Las Vegas when it closed down. From immigrant roots, the 7-term Congresswoman's relatives could not have imagined what their granddaughter could achieve when they escaped the Holocaust all those years ago. She continues to move forward and has now announced her candidacy for the Senate seat against incumbent Dean Heller.
We deserve better than Dean Heller. We must do better than Dean Heller. He doesn't represent me. He doesn't represent you. He doesn't represent anybody I know. But I do know this. I'm the only Democrat in the state of Nevada that can take him on and beat him, and that's why I want him to be Early on, when I first announced, there was a little rumbling. People said, you know, how is she going to play in the rurals? Well, I'm playing just fine. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it doesn't matter if you're a parent. I'm a mom. Doesn't matter if you're a mom and you live in Pahrump, or you live in Vegas, or you live in Elko, or Ely, or Winnemucca, or Lovelock, or any of the communities across this great state. What do you care about? You care about the same thing. You want to make sure you have a job and a little job security and some benefits so that you can raise your family, put a roof over their heads, food on the table, clothes on their back. That's what you want. You want to make sure your kid is going to get the best possible education in this country so that they can make something of themselves. Like Stephen, I'm the first person in my family to go to college. My dad has a 9th grade education. My mother graduated high school. They didn't care if I was pretty or popular in school. I was both, but they cared that I got good grades so that I could make something out of myself. And parents, moms care about health care. If their kids get sick, if they get sick, God forbid, they want to be able to have access to a doctor that they can afford. That's not asking much for anybody, and that's why I'm going to win this election, because I understand how people feel, again, in Winnemucca, in Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Pahrump. We're all the same. We all care about the same things, and we all love our family and our country.
Senator Stephen Horsford and his family attended the Democrats' Jefferson Jackson dinner held this past week at Terrible's Lakeside.
We adjourned the legislature in June after a very tumultuous legislative session. We had literally the worst budget deficit as a percentage of our overall budget of any other state in the country. Despite the attempts to cut the budget, particularly for education, we were able in the end to reach a compromise with the governor and the Republicans on the other side, and we passed a balanced budget despite everyone's predictions that we weren't going to be able to do so.
What do you think the issues are behind that?
Well, Nevada, because of our high unemployment and the fact that our two primary industries, gaming and construction, have been down, that affects revenues to local and state government. At the state level, 50% of our budget funds education, K-12, our public colleges and universities, and so we literally had a $2.5 billion shortfall out of a $7 billion budget going into the legislative session. But we found a balanced approach. We cut where necessary while preserving funding for education and social services.
I know here in Pahrump we've been hit pretty hard education-wise. We had a school shut down. A lot of the teachers let go. Some of the teachers just recently found out that they're not going to be continuing in a month at school.
It's very difficult. Once the state budgets are approved, then the local school boards decide how to actually apply that budget to their local district. And so those decisions are made on whether to close a school by the local school board. And I know that based on the decisions we had to make, how difficult that must be for the local school board here in Pahrump.
It really is. How do you think that we're going to find a way to recover from this, since we have the revenue down?
It's all about jobs. It's about getting people back to work. It's about creating new economies out here in the Amargosa Valley that has tremendous opportunity for new solar development that literally can put thousands of people back to work. In the short term, we have to invest in infrastructure, in our highways, in our roads, and our bridges. That can get Nevadans, particularly from the construction industry, back to work. We have 180,000 Nevadans who are currently unemployed. Those people don't have disposable income. They're not putting money back into the economy, and that's affecting.
The Democratic Jefferson Jackson dinner at Lakeside Casino last Saturday was well attended. With their new board in place, Democrats intend to become more active in our community.
It was great.
Oh, it was fantastic. I'm so thankful for all the people that turned out to support us. It lets me know that we're really on our way to building a stronger party.
This is something that you mentioned a couple times today, was that the Democratic Party is going to be out there full force now. People are going to know that we have a Democratic Party out here.
Yes, we have stepped out. We're participating a lot more in the community. We're making contributions to nonprofit organizations, showing up at events throughout the community, letting people know that the Democrats are here as the party of the people. And we were very fortunate tonight to have some of our state and national leaders come and join us right before this special election for Congress. Yeah. Kate Marshall joined us, and the room was packed. It was a sold out. We had to stop selling tickets yesterday, and everybody had a great time. But it's the beginning of new things here, and we're inviting everybody to come and join. Jan can tell you when the meetings are.
Our meetings are on the third Thursday of the month. We start our meeting at 7 o'clock. We're there from 6:30 to 7 for socializing. Please come out and join us. We're anxious to keep building our party. Thank you.
More with News 46's News and Review. Stay tuned.
Pahrumph's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
At the Southwest Medical Associates open house, we caught up with local podiatrist Dr. Hambright.
We have full range of services. We're all foot and ankle board certified, and I've been here for over 13 years, my 14th year. Wonderful. And I've been with Southwest, and it's wonderful, and we're so grateful to be able to be out here in Pahrump and be able to serve these great people, and so we're excited.
I saw you over there at Dr. Levasor's office over there off of Commercial. So now you've moved to the new facility. Are you liking the facility there a lot more? Do you have some more technology and things that you can use there? And tell me about the art of podiatry and the medicine of podiatry.
All right, well, the facility is amazing. It is absolutely state-of-the-art. It is beautiful. I was amazed. Yeah. They told me it was going to be really nice and state-of-the-art, and I thought, oh, yeah. But it's amazing. It is beautiful. It's very comfortable. There's lots of room, and it just has everything we need for podiatry. And we have a built-in radiology, and right there, and we can put the films just right up on our computer screens, and we can send them, we can, whatever we need to do, we can make them bigger, make them smaller, we can put them, change the different things that we need on there to look at different things.
So visually it's wonderful. Podiatry is so important because so many people have little things that can actually become a greater problem because of the fact that your feet are so important.
Absolutely. You know, we're all about prevention, and Southwest in general has just been at the forefront of prevention and preventative medicine. It's so important, and it makes so much sense. And in podiatry, it's just as important as anywhere else, maybe more so.
Do people come to you when they already have a problem, or should people have checkups with you to just get a regular checkup?
Yeah, they should, and especially the diabetics. We want to, even if, you know, a lot of times, well, everything's fine. Well, especially diabetics should be seen at least once a year. And we keep people out of a lot of trouble by doing that. And we've tried to educate them like that over the years. So most of them are very good, come in once a year, and we tell them if they have a problem, you know, get right in, and we'll get them right in.
Will you be speaking here at the Pahrump Nugget soon to an open audience?
I'm certainly ready to go. We've been doing a lot of things called they're combined visits, and it's basically where we can have a lot of people with the same problems come in, and instead of educating one person at a time, we can educate 80 people on the same subject.
Wonderful. We'll let people know when you're going to be speaking here, as well as you're going to be at the Take Charge event that's at Southwest Medical, where they're going to be checking out people and going to different areas within the clinic, right?
Right.
And more with Southwest Medical Associates. They tell us about the study of endocrinology and the common early signs of diabetes.
Diabetes is a disease that affects a big percentage of Americans, over 23 million right now. Type 1, type 2, they take medications to help, use a good diet and exercise for good control, and we like to help them do that.
And so Southwest Medical Associates has an endocrinology department and doctors to help you go from anything to managing your diet to treating the disease.
Right, absolutely. Most of the patients with diabetes within our practice actually see me. I work with the endocrinologists in our team, and we help them manage it. And I'm the one that comes out to Pahrump every month, at least once a month.
Wonderful. You're finding more and more people are getting diabetes, or is it decreasing? Is people learning more about it?
It's definitely increasing. We see typically 4 to 6 new patients a day in our practice. That some of them are newly diagnosed, some of them have had diabetes for a while and are not well controlled. And we just try to help them get on the right treatment program.
Should people who have not been diagnosed with diabetes speak to an endocrinologist about prevention if it runs in their family?
Well, we have a good health education and wellness program where they can go and take classes that help with that, with diet management, weight management, things like that. Mm-hmm. They really don't need to see endocrinology if they're not diagnosed, but we have the resources within Southwest Medical to help them learn what they need to do to prevent getting diabetes or delay getting diabetes.
What are some of the early signs that people should watch out for who haven't been diagnosed?
If they're thirsty a lot, if they've lost weight, if their vision gets a little blurry, if they're urinating a lot, those can all be some of the initial symptoms of diabetes.
And to get in touch with Southwest Medical Associates for more information?
They can give us a call. We're happy to talk to anybody if they need some help. Our main number is 702-877-5306. We are based out of Las Vegas. We go to 2 clinics in Las Vegas and Pahrump.
There's no way around it. Heart health is vital to living a full and happy life. Southwest Medical Associates cardiologist Dr. George Sklaparis tells us how to stay well.
We have people stopping by to learn about what we're going to be bringing to Pahrump. In September, we're going to start coming out here with stress testing, echocardiography, and consultation services. So really will limit the amount of time people have to travel to Las Vegas for their cardiac care. So we're very excited about doing that. So everyone's very interested. And I think we're going to be out here a lot more than we thought, because I think the demand's going to be higher than we expected.
I'm not sure if that's good news.
No, it's very good news. I mean, it's great when people don't have to travel so far to get cardiac care, and I think bringing testing as well helps a lot, because I think right now people see doctors here, and if they need cardiac testing, have to go to Las Vegas, so we can minimize that for them.
So, for prevention and the health of the heart, should people see you? Should people talk about that? Should people be concerned about it if they don't have an issue right now?
Absolutely. Prevention is the best form of treating heart disease, preventing it from happening. Right? So anyone at risk, which is everyone really, should take steps to improve their cardiac health. So we know that 30 to 60 minutes of moderate intensity activity every day will decrease your mortality from everything, from cancer, from heart disease, from stroke. And it doesn't have to be crazy. It's walking, just at a moderate pace, or doing water aerobics, things that really just get your heart rate up a little bit and strengthen your muscles. Strength training, very lightweight, nothing heavy, especially for more elderly people, is important in maintaining good heart health as well. And then diet, diet is a big component. So people know what they shouldn't eat, but lowering your sodium amount, lowering your fat amount in your diet is going to keep you healthier longer and alive longer.
So keeping your body muscles and your heart muscle is so important. they're keeping them strong.
Absolutely, because the more skeletal muscle you have, the more fat you burn. So skeletal muscle burns fat when you're sleeping. So if you do a little resistance training, that helps lower your fat content. As well, it strengthens the heart muscles. So we looked at people with heart failure, very weak heart muscles, and we said, what's better for them? Aerobic exercise or strength training? And it turned out that some light strength training actually was just as good as doing that walking every day. So it not only makes your biceps bigger, but it keeps your heart muscle in good check too. So
I know you were speaking at one of the seminars here at Southwest Medical Associates. How did it go? What's the most common question that people are asking you?
Oh, I think, I gave talks on high blood pressure, and I gave talks on cardiac disease and chest pain. And I think the biggest, a lot of the questions come around medications and when you should take medication, when you shouldn't take medication, and prevention, what you asked me. How do you prevent these problems? And once you have them, is it still safe to do the types of activities that you would do as a preventative measure? And they're great questions, and the answer is absolutely yes. Once you get heart disease, it's not a death sentence. It's actually has a very good prognosis if you take care of yourself, or it's never too late. So if you get heart disease and you haven't exercised, it's time to change your diet. So those are a lot of the questions centered around that.
So give Southwest Medical Associates a phone call so they can see you and get a checkup.
Absolutely, they can be referred through their primary care physician, and it's depending on their insurance, they can come see us directly. We'll be out here, and we'll be out here as often as we're needed.
A seminar will be held at the Prump Nugget next Thursday, August 18th. All are invited to attend.
Yes, on August 18th, we'll be talking about adult vaccinations, what vaccinations are needed and why they're needed.
Tell me what adult vaccinations are, because we're so used to having our kids vaccinated, having that card filled out. It's so important.
Absolutely, and that's a good point, because actually children are vaccinated twice as better as adults are, and it is definitely a preventable disease, the vaccines that we're able to give, and we really need to educate our population and our seniors that they need to have those vaccinations so they can continue to stay healthy and be healthy.
And so how risky is it for a senior to have a vaccination? I know that sometimes they have the chance of actually contracting the disease or illness.
I think that all depends on their medical condition. So on an individual basis, that would probably have to be discussed with their physician. But on average, most seniors can and will be vaccinated and do very well. And we'll be talking more about that at the lecture.
And you guys will go into such details. This is so important to make sure that they don't get sick, that they don't get these diseases that can be life-threatening.
Absolutely. I mean, just the simple flu can turn into a pneumonia, and that leads to hospitalization, debility, morbidity. So it is very important. A simple flu shot can help prevent.
And that's really where they aim for flu shots, right? More of the older generation, and then a lot of the children in these vaccinations. It's very important that they check these out, that they go and have these yearly vaccinations.
I think that's another misunderstanding. I think anybody should be open to getting a flu vaccine, especially people who work or out in the community. They're just as risk, and they have just the potential to even spread it without knowing it. And getting a flu shot would definitely prevent that, help protect them, and help protect your neighbor, your own children.
So tell me about the seminar that's coming up. It's going to be one of the really great question and answer ones that the Southwest Medical has. So the public's invited, or just members of Southwest?
The public is invited, and again, we help to educate the public on how important it is to vaccinate and why it's important.
Tell me some of the events that are coming up at Southwest. They have so many great ones, especially one of these ones where you can go in and have some testing for free.
Yes, we have a special day called Take Control Day. It's happening on September 10th, where senior SMA patients are welcome to come in for DEXA scans, which is an osteoporosis scan, get their vaccines up to date, also get glaucoma testing, lab testing, all in one day, mammogram, and it usually runs from 7 in the morning till 10 a.m., and they get people in and out, and it's very convenient.
This is so important. How can people find out more about this?
They can call their local SMA and they can be scheduled for this Take Control Day. And they also offer this every second Saturday of the month at other SMA locations in Las Vegas.
So will we be having them continue out here in Pahrump?
As of now, right now they're scheduled for September 10th, and we're going to see how that goes, and then I'm sure we'll decide if we want to continue it. But it has been doing very well over in the Las Vegas area.
So once again, give the date and time of your seminar that you're going to be having here at the Pahrump Nugget.
Yes, it'll be August 18th from, I believe, at 9 a.m. That may change, but it's August 18th.
More with News 46's News and Review. Don't go anywhere.
Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
And welcome back. We have Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. This last Sunday, the Teen Choice Awards were held, and the categories for nomination included movies, television, music, and more. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 took home the award for sci-fi fantasy, while the second part of the story, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, was awarded Choice Movie of the Summer. Choice TV shows were divided into 4 categories, with Glee winning Choice Comedy, Gossip Girl winning Choice Drama, The Vampire Diaries winning for Fantasy Sci-Fi, and Jersey Shore winning Favorite Reality Show. In music, the Choice Male Artist was Justin Bieber, and Choice Female Artist was Taylor Swift. The song of the summer was Demi Lovato's big comeback song, Skyscraper. Katy Perry and Bruno Mars were also named Choice Music Artists of the Summer. Well, recently, film studio Lionsgate announced that they will be making a remake of the classic 1987 film Dirty Dancing, which starred Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. Now, at this point, there is no cast member confirmations, but the choreographer of the original film, Kenny Ortega, will be back to work on this film. Jennifer Grey is quoted as saying that she is excited about the news and even more excited about Kenny Ortega working on it once again. While fans have voiced their outrage about the film over social networking sites, many do hope that the film will at least include Jennifer Grey in some way or another. Grey's co-star Patrick Swayze unfortunately died of pancreatic cancer back in 2009. This last Friday, 48-year-old actor Francisco Quinn died after reportedly suffering a heart attack while running with his son near their Malibu home. Francisco Quinn, who is the son of Hollywood legend Anthony Quinn, got his start back in 1986 with a small role in the Academy Award-winning film Platoon. One of his most notable roles, however, was his portrayal of a terrorist in the series 24. Most recently, he starred in the A&E program The Glades and provided the voice Dino in this summer's hit film Transformers: Dark of the Moon. And that same Friday also saw the death of another Hollywood actor. Annette Charles, who is best remembered for portraying Cha-Cha Di Gregorio in Grease, died in Los Angeles after a battle with cancer. She was only 63 years old. She also had roles in TV shows like Gunsmoke, The Mod Squad, Bonanza, and Magnum P.I. Her death comes 2 months after the death of fellow Grease actor Jeff Conway, who was Cha-Cha's date to the school dance. This weekend saw the release of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which debuted at the top of the box office, bringing in about $54 million. The Smurfs are still in the top 5 at number 2, and Cowboys and Aliens fell 2 positions to number 3. The Change-Up starring Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds was also released this weekend and debuted at number 4. Captain America: The First Avenger is still in the top 5 at number 5. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
Thank you so much, Zach. If you're looking for a new sombrero, DK Hats might be the place to shop.
For palm leaf hats, I import them from Guatemala. I get them in raw form with the open crown, and then I soak them in water for about 5 minutes, and then hand shape them. Once they dry, they won't lose their shape. However, you can get them wet as much as you like. For instance, if you go to the lake and you're fishing and you don't want to get in the water and you're hot, you just simply dip it in the water and shake the excess out, put it on your head, it keeps you nice and cool.
There you go. So how many years have you been doing this?
Actually about 2 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you sell them everywhere, or you ship them, or do you specially order them?
Well, I haven't gotten into shipping them for the simple reason is that, for example, 4 or 5 7.5s, for instance. Each one of them, it's a natural fiber, and they are all handmade, so each one could fit just a little differently. So if I shipped one over to Utah or something, someone wanted a 7.5 and it didn't fit them just right, then they'd have to ship it back. So there's going to be expenses and shipping costs which they'd have to incur, and I didn't want to do that, so I just basically do different shows around Vegas, and then I go out of town. I'm up here in Pahrump today. I'll be up in Pioche in September. I go to Mesquite and Logandale quite often for different shows and events. Clark County Fair and Festival. I did the Pahrump Fair and Festival last year. So
you're going to be back here next month at the Stage Stop when they have another block party?
You know, it all depends on how things go today.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So can people contact you, or do you have a website for your hats?
I don't have a website. All I have is an email address, which is Dale K, D-A-L-E-K 1954 at hotmail.com, or you can reach me on my cell phone at area code 702-581-0955.
Tell me about the horsehair bands.
Actually, the horsehair hat bands are hand braided. I get them from the Zuni Indians over in St. John's, Arizona. I tell a lot of my customers that they're a little pricey, but they're very nice. They're all hand braided. So.
A ribbon cutting was held at the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce this week, who welcomed a new business to town.
All right, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to another ribbon cutting. We have a new business in town. We have God's Glory Wear. We're here with Susan, the owner, and you can see the clothes up behind us here. They got the cross logo on them. They're very beautiful. And she doesn't just do children. She also does adults. She's told me she just did a robe for an elderly, like 80-year-old lady that she wanted a robe, so she just did that. So it's a great new business, and we're happy to have her here as a chamber member and have her new business in our town of Pahrump. So at this time, if you want to cut the ribbon.
All right. Okay, can I get a drum roll?
Clothings are specified for any age, elderly, kids, you name it, babies, even preemies. You know, you just place the order with me directly, because I believe in first-class service and I take the orders personally. And then if you like, I could take it to your home. It's a mobile business also. And then basically you just give the color and the size of boy or girl, and then you let me know and what color, if you know specifically. And the examples are shown, you know, at the chamber if you like, or even on the website here.
You mostly are going by website right now. Do you do consignment work, or is the line of clothing on the website?
The line of clothing right now, the website is under construction because we've been so busy with getting orders out. They're all over. They're in Jerusalem, they're in Kansas, they're in Texas, they're all over the world right now. So the website right now is taking a little kickback, you know, to wait till we can get to that, because we've been so slammed with business. It's been incredible.
So a person would call you and tell you that they have a boy or a girl, or they're an adult, male or female, and they want this, and you would show them what you have?
Yeah, they could come, or I could show them. They could come to their house and show them what they have, or they could just, you know, a lot of people, they just call and they just give me a description of what they want, and then I give it to them and they're happy with it.
Are you going to open a storefront?
Possibly. It might be in the works. Right now I'm at Cup of Faith, the Christian bookstore. Most of the clothing line is right there in the store already right now today. So if you want to go take a look at some of the stuff, I don't have a lot, because like I said, a lot of the stuff is going. So you got to place your orders quick, especially with Christmas 4 months away.
Exactly. So what's contact information?
Contact information, you can contact me at 775-990-9073. That is my business line.
And another ribbon cutting was held this past week for a long-standing company that recently joined the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming out to another ribbon cutting for the Chamber. We're at the beautiful RCT storage facility here on Blag Road for a new member that just joined the Chamber. I'd like to introduce Connie and John Tate, the owners, and they are going to cut the ribbon here. So go ahead, John. Yay!
Well, it's kind of cool, you know. We've been here for a while, and joining the chamber, it's really nice to have kind of have the recognition finally and be a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
Tell me what you have here to offer at RCT Storage.
Well, we have RVs parking, and that includes boats, trailers, anything that respect.
And you also sell and rent storage units?
Yes, we have both 40-foot containers for sale and rent, and then we have 8 by 13, 8 by 9.5, and 8 by 20s also.
Tell me some of the security here, Joe.
Well, we have 24-hour surveillance cameras. We have the 6-foot privacy fence all the way around. There's always someone here at nighttime. It's all lit up at night. And we have sneaky little buzzers. If you try to sneak in, it'll set off an alarm. So it's very secure here.
Some of the prices here.
Well, we have 8 by 9.5s, and they're $29 a month. 8 by 13.5s are $35 a month. And the 8 by 20s are $49 a month. And for new customers, if you pay 3 months in advance, we'll give you a deal. And so it's pretty much the cheapest rates in town. And we're completely paved, so you don't have to worry about mud or anything when it rains. So.
Wonderful. What's the phone number and website information?
The phone number is 775-751-2252. And the website is rctstorage.com. And or you can email us at rctstorage@yahoo.com.
Where are we located?
2191 North Blag. It's between Mesquite and Bella Vista. So if you're coming from town, you want to bypass the mess on Blag, so you would turn left on Mesquite, right on Blag, and we're just about a half a mile down on the right.
This is Deanna O'Donnell congratulating RCT Storage for the ribbon cutting this morning for News 46. They need $1,000 more to get their business off the ground. They're asking for your help to get this much needed service in town going.
Yes, ma'am, about a week ago.
Wow, wonderful. Welcome to Prump. From Sandy Valley.
Yes, ma'am. We came from a small community and needed a little bit bigger, but not too big.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Prump. We're glad to have people moving in. Tell me a little bit about your business, because I know that you're mobile notary service here in Prump, but you're looking for a proposal for kind of expanding.
Yes, ma'am. We want to do something for the community. We came out here to this community because it's nice and quiet. It's a safe place to raise your kids. My wife and I are both divorced. We've gone through the divorce system. It's brutal. And we know that you guys don't have a self-help center. What we propose is we'd like to be that self-help center. We've already talked to Nye County courts. The courts are not against it. We just have to get all the funding in place to do it. This would mean we can provide you with divorces uncontested for $35, people. $35. That's as cheap as you're going to get besides your filing fee. Other places will charge you $400, $500, $35. We can do it for that low. Whether it's uncontested, contested, we give you a choice for low income. Divorce is already expensive as it is. When you go for a divorce, you don't want to sit there and have to count pennies and have to pay an attorney and then never be able to get a hold of an attorney. Attorneys are definitely important, but they have their place. An attorney is a mouthpiece. You know what you want when you're going for a divorce. All you do is tell us, we put it on paper, you go to court, you ask for what you want, we can coach you what you need to say, we can prepare you all the way from step one to the very end. If you have children, we can do modifications of visitation, child support, stipulations, parenting agreements. We can even get you set up so you can go to the classes you need to go to so you're prepared for when you walk into court and have no other issues with the judge.
So this is different than, I know that we have a couple of paralegals in town, because you're looking for kind of a place where we can get forms and have things accessible for the regular person who's in pro per.
Yes, exactly, Jenna. If you go online and you actually download the forms and you look at the forms, the first thing you're going to see is a bunch of writing, and most layman people will not get it. There's nobody to ask if there's something that you don't understand. With us being there, you're able to ask somebody. This is where we can do your paperwork for you. We can drop customized paperwork for you. We can notarize on site. We'll get you taken care of.
So you're looking at an investment to get started of only $1,000.
That's pretty much
That's pretty low for a business to get started.
We already have put all our money into this. We pretty much invested, my wife and I have already invested over $4,000. Wow. We're now at the last step. We need the business licenses. We're already incorporated. We've gotten all the paperwork and the advertisement going. So this is pretty much it.
So if people want to help out and donate to this, how can they do that?
Well, they can get a hold of us. Just call my number at 702-743-6790 or 702-245-3938. And that's my wife's number.
Wonderful. And then you'll keep us posted and update on what's going on.
Definitely keep you posted. And if if you're tight and you can't afford the money, we do pro bono work as well.
Barbara Johnson and Iris Stockert speak to us about some hats that are being made for the needy here in Pahrump. They'll be letting you know how you can put a smile on a child's face.
A little bit something different than quilts. These are hats for all the students in the Food for Thought program for this winter. Even though we don't need them today because it's nice and warm, before long it's going to be cold and chilly. And I've done basic knitting. That's all I do. Iris has classes for more advanced knitting. This is just a small gesture to warm the students this summer when they need it, or this winter when they need it.
So, Stockert's Crafts is open here, and like she said, you have classes for everything. Tell me a little bit about your shop.
Right, we have classes for knitting and crocheting from beginning to more advanced. They're on Saturday afternoons right now. We do have a what I call a coffee group that comes in here on Thursday and just gets together and talks. And we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5:30 for anybody, you know, if you need help in between. I can help you with crocheting. I can't help you with knitting. Tuesday, Wednesday, the other lady in here can help you with your knitting.
And we're across the street from Petrick Park right over here on the corner of Dahlia and Basin. Barbara, can people come in and knit these hats? Are you guys getting a group together to knit the hats?
It's a very informal group, somewhat started on Facebook. Anyone that knits probably at home has a big ball of yarn. And they're simple knit caps, nothing advanced. I mean, if you want to do advanced, that's fine. But you knit a cap, drop it off here at Stockert's Crafts, and then we'll get them all together. We need about 170 all total. We have about 90 now, so.
This is going to be fabulous to see the kids' faces when they get these caps. Isn't that great?
It is, and we won't see the actual students because of privacy and everything, but I'm sure we'll recognize some of the caps around town. And every color, because some are for young girls, some are for young boys. Older, young adult, male and female, so any color works, and of course the school colors, and you can come in here and pick up your yarn if you don't have any.
And all different sizes, or?
Yes, basically small, medium, and large, you know, because we don't know the exact count because it does change.
This is going to be great. So knit the hats at home. You can bring them in here. If they want to learn how to knit or help out, they can do that. This goes all locally, right?
Right. This is all for the students in the Pahrump Food for Thought program.
And for more information, what can they call?
They can call Stockert Crafts here, or they can email me, or on Facebook. They can find us under Facebook.
And that's Quilts for Cancer.
Quilts for Cancer, right. This is just something extra we're doing.
Wonderful. And Iris, the phone number once again.
751-4317.
His name is Tom. He's the owner of Topsoil Incorporated on Bella Vista. Tom is upset about the road crew that mowed down a tree in front of his property.
Well, what happened was the grader operator just arbitrarily decided to come over and take out a perfectly good tree. Granted, it's on county right-of-way, but there was no call for that. He's using a $250,000 road grader. What did he do? He's done nothing. I mean, show me what he's accomplished other than take out a tree.
Wait a
minute. These are not minimum wage people. You would think he would use some discretion and some common knowledge and common sense. He did nothing. He put in a bunch of hours and did nothing. Look at the street. It's absolutely neglected. There's trash and debris and weeds. They catch on fire when people throw cigarettes. Absolutely neglected. He did nothing except take out a perfectly good tree on an area that's always clean anyway. It's always clean. So I don't need the county to come in and clean my joint.
The Gary Hollis and Butch Boraski, the commissioners, spoke to you yesterday. What did they say?
Calm down. They just told me to calm down.
You were quite upset about this yesterday.
I was. It was uncalled for. It was unnecessary. It was a perfectly good little cottonwood tree.
And they apologized for it, but there's nothing that they can do at this point because it's not on your property and it's dead now.
Yeah, it's dead. That's correct.
The county apologized to Tom about the tree. The tree was regrettably located on the road easement. Well, that's it for News 46's Week in Review. Some of the events this weekend include movies in the park. The movie is Tangled. and that's at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park beginning at dusk. And the Shadow Mountain Community Players Murder Mystery Dinner Theater will be held Saturday at Our Lady of the Valley Community Church on Gamebird beginning at 6:30 p.m. Doors open at 6. We'll see you next week. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Have a great weekend.